playoff to the NBA playoffs as the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James trying to take out Houston and get the sweep once again. No Kevin Durant. Got the ankle issue, the bone bruise in the knee, and there's a good find from Reed Shepherd. Alperen Sengun under the cup, bucket good. The lead is 10. Amen Thompson, mid-range game, bucket good. It's an 8-point game. Jabari Smith Jr., the short miss, but there's Thompson. Actually works out better because the fight for the rebound ends up with a bucket plus a free throw, and Houston has a 9-point lead. It swells in the third. Good ball movement ends up in the hands of the shooter. Shepherd buries the three. It moves to 15. Then it's Thompson down the lane. Euro stepping off the window. The lead is 17. Stanford seems like if they get it to 18, they're going to put this thing to bed. Well, now it's 18. It's about to be 20. Sengun spinning with the left. You heard the and one scream. He was right. He had 19 and 6. Then Sengun down low, and you see him immediately grab his head. That's an elbow that led to a review and a flagrant 2 ejection, which earned him the gate and a wave bye-bye from KD. The win means that Houston might be able to say hello to him if he can get back on the floor. We're not done with the highlights here. Thompson with the rise to gather the pass. Not able to finish the alley-oop, but able to get the bucket. Thompson has a game-high 23. And we've seen some late-game chatter and shoving. Come on, Unc. We figure things out. LeBron James on what went wrong.
Defense wasn't our problem tonight. It was our offense. Defense wasn't our problem. We made turn the ball 23 times for 30 points. Another turnover right there. So,
24.
Yeah, 24. 24. So yeah, defense wasn't our problem. It was offense.
But when you have a 3-1 lead and you're going home, are you able to feel comfortable? You don't want to be going home.
No such thing as being comfortable until the series is done. And none of us are.
A gentleman's sweep, perhaps. Rockets do avoid being swept in 4. No team in NBA history, as you are undoubtedly aware, has overcome a 3-love series deficit. The Lakers monstrous favorites to win, according to DraftKings Sportsbook. Game 5, Wednesday in Los Angeles. Joined now by Kendrick Perkins, a man who's fond of talking about standing on business, what the Rockets, I suppose, did tonight. But beyond getting swept, what they accomplished tonight? Anything that feels like momentum in your mind?
Well, Scott, listen, they backs were against the wall, and I'm here in Houston, in the city of Houston, the local media, they was on their asses like back pockets. And so all of a sudden, when you start to feel that type of pressure, self-pride and team pride kicked in, and what we saw tonight was them get back to their identity, especially on the defensive end, right? We saw them start playing with a level of physicality. We started seeing them make guys uncomfortable, especially on the perimeter. Marcus Smart, Luke Kennard, those guys didn't have a big night tonight because of the perimeter defense that the Rockets put on them. Offensively, we saw them actually make shots, especially from the three-point line. That's been their Achilles heel all season long, in this postseason as well. And it started off with Reed Shepherd. When the Rockets are able to knock down threes and jump shots, it opens up everything else for them. And tonight we saw them get it done collectively in a balance of great physical play defensively and being able to get out in transition offensively and play their style of play.
Kevin Durant on the bench for this one, wasn't earlier. It's confusing to me, Perk. What do you make of this situation?
I mean, look, Scott, seriously, it's dysfunctional over there, man, to be honest with you, man. And the Rockets this offseason, they're going to have a lot of soul searching to do. I was happy to see Kevin Durant on the bench tonight. It seemed like it's a disconnect there in the locker room with Kevin Durant and the young guys. And in order for this Rockets organization to get where they're trying to go, and that's getting back to clutch city type vibes, meaning championship vibes, somebody's going to have to be that leader in the locker room, and it's going to have to be Kevin Durant. People don't realize how it is for us being a leader, and just being on the bench goes a long way to support your teammates, especially during a trial time like they was going through, being down 3-0.
It's now 3-1 in this series. It's also 3-1 in the Denver-Minnesota series. Unfortunately for the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards will miss some time. They did win that game, which was a coin flip before Edwards went out, with him out. And I'm just interested in if you feel like, with the emergence of Ayo and the ferociousness of that defense, what you expect to see from Minnesota in the short term without Ant.
You know what? I expect them to come together. I don't believe that they win Game 5 on the road in Denver, Scott, but I do think they got enough to pull it out in Game 6. This team is playing with a lot of confidence. This team is playing together. This team is playing with an edge. And I understand Anthony Edwards, we already know that he's the best player on the squad, but the defense of Rudy has been next level. When you look at Jay McDaniels and the tenacity that he's brought in this rivalry, it's been next level. And I'm looking at a guy like Julius Randle to elevate his game even more. Julius Randle is still an all-NBA caliber player, and he's a guy that's capable for having a huge night. And then they already, addressed their bench issues. So you got Ayo and Bones Highland coming in off the bench. I believe that Minnesota has enough without Anthony Edwards to get one of these next 3 games if it go that far. I got them pulling it out at home in Game 6 because home, they play home. Role players play better at home.
Yeah, they have shown no backup in their game, regardless of who the 5 are on the floor for the Timberwolves. You got to think the pride of Denver is going to at least force it to 6, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Perk, appreciate the time. Look forward to continuing the conversation as the playoffs move on.
Scott, thank you, man.
Speaking of a 3-1 series lead, San Antonio was trying to grab that on the road. Stephon Castle up top to Wembanyama. Then it's De'Aaron Fox. Fancy footwork for the 3. It's an 8-0 run. Then it's Castle, Luke Cornett. The blink of an eye, it's a 3-point game. Minute and a half later, Devin Vassell. Tough baseline J. The 21-4 run, the game is tied. Now it's Dylan Harper who had the enormous Game 3. He misses. Wembanyama there to clean it up. Spurs outscore the Blazers by 17 in the 3rd. Brand new ball game heading into the 4th. And the Spurs keep their foot on the gas. Same script, alley-oop, Castle to Wembanyama. He had 27. Now it's Fox with a game-high 28. Again, the footwork to get his balance and rhythm. Buries the 3. They're up 10. It's now 12. And then Castle with the bucket says, here, you can have this. Abdi is not in the mood for any of that nonsense. He says a lot of bad words. Wow, that's actually not very nice at all, what he said. Here's Wembanyama about the process of being cleared medically.
I won't get into the details. I don't want it to become a distraction. As me saying was bitter, but the way the situation was handled, very disappointing.
Clearly frustrated with the process, but now back and clearly none the worse for wear. Spurs win a pair of games in Portland, one with, one without Wembanyama, but both games where they trailed Portland by 15 or more in both, and won both by double digits. This is some impressive early answers about how is this team with no playoff experience going to respond in these bright light moments. It's early, but so far, so very good. When we continue.